Hi everyone, I'm Bina Delisi, and in this video we're going to talk about, can a landlord dictate a method of rent payment that the tenant needs to pay when they enter into a tenancy? One of the common questions we get asked from landlords when they're about to sign the Ontario Standard lease is that we want the rent to be paid by such and such method, and it's usually by post-dated check. One thing landlords need to keep in mind is that just because a tenant agrees to put in a post-dated checks being a method of rent payment in the Ontario Standard lease, that will probably change throughout the course of the tenancy. Here are some of the methods of rents being paid: cash, e-transfer, check, auto deposit, post-dated checks, drafts. What landlords also need to keep in mind when it comes to last month's rent deposit is that the last month's rent is only to be applied to the last month of the tenancy. If a landlord chooses to apply the last month's rent to one of the months that the tenant cannot pay the rent, then they are running the risk of losing that last month's rent deposit. In accordance to Section 108 of the Residential Tenancies Act, tenants can choose which method of payment that they feel comfortable making their monthly rent payments. Again, just because a landlord and tenant agree that the rent will be paid via post-dated check, it doesn't mean that that may not change during the course of the tenancy. Also, even if the landlord holds a post-dated check, does not mean that they're guaranteed that rent to be paid for that month. If you have any questions regarding rent payment methods, call us first.